Hi guys, I received a message from Elec Techie. He says, instant chat. Could you please make a tutorial on how to get an instant chat like the one on your Mob 3? Now what it's actually talking about is the chat that's on my homepage. As you can see here, it says instant chat. It says to start chatting, please enter your nickname. So I'm just going to randomly start chatting with Dunk YouTube. I'm just going to log in and you'll be able to connect basically to my chat room that I have. And here we say we're now talking in #Duncan. Straight away we've got loads of people talking. On the right hand side you can see that we have some people with @ by their name. That's people who can actually control the chats. There's me in there and also another guy who's on the forum. And we have a couple of other people, well, we have lots of other people who are in the chat as well, and lots of these people know that I'm recording because I've just said Dunk YouTube. Okay, so that's the chat that I've got at the moment. Now, how do you get your own chat? Now, you can see over here I have an actual XChat client which I downloaded for free. I'll provide the link in the description. And you can see straight away it's saying password accepted, you are now recognised. I've increased the font so you guys can see what's happening. Now, if you want to make your own chat, you basically have to run a few commands. Now, what I'm actually showing you is Wild Ride. This is what Chris Perillo has been using. I've been using it on mine as well because it's popular and it works and it seems fine. And so you can see we're connected to Wild Ride at the moment. Now you can do this by saying /server. You may not be able to see this at the bottom of the screen. I'll provide all the commands that I perform in the description. So it's /server irc.wildride, if I can spell that right, irc.wildride.org. You may not have to do this, but a lot of clients you have to perform commands. So it says /server irc.wildride.org. But inside XChat you can go to XChat network list, and then you can add your own. Where it says Wild Ride, just go edit. I can edit and put my own address in. Simple as that. So once you're connected to the Wild Ride actual chat, you want to start making your own room. So obviously you have to think of a name for your room. Before we even do that though, you actually need to communicate with something called nickserv, the nickname server. As you can see here it says password accepted, you are now recognised, because I registered the name of Mob 3. Now the way this works is when you connect to the chat, you can register your nickname. So you can give yourself a nickname and register it, and this is the same thing as registering yourself on a site. You can then, whenever you come back into that chat, you can log in and no one else is going to take your name because it's already been registered. So if you don't register, you end up coming up as unidentified, and then it'll give you a random number, especially on Wild Ride anyway. So it's best to do that, and to change the nickname you just use /nick and then your name. Now if you want to register your nickname in this Wild Ride area, you say /message msg nickserv register. This is the command you're given to nickserv. That's register your password and your email. So it's as simple as that. You're using the name that you've used to log in, and you've registered it with your password and your email. And then when you go to log in, so that's every time you go back into the chat, you say /message nickserv identify. So it's identifying you, and then you're putting your password in. This is just the basics of IRC when you're going to chat. Okay, so you're connected to Wild Ride, you've registered your nickname, and you're pretty much ready to make the channel. All you have to do when you join a channel, this inside Wild Ride or any other thing, you do /join and then # and then the name of the channel. So my actual one at the moment is /Duncan, which I've been using. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say /join test dunk. So this is just my test chat room. Straight away you can see we've joined test dunk, and you can see that tranquility.wildride.org has set some modes. This has basically created a chat room, and that's what you have to do if you want to make a chat room. It's as simple as that. So you can see on the right hand side there's a green dot on my name that says Mob3. That's my username. Anyone can now connect to this test dunk. However, you need to register the channel because you want it to stay there when you're gone, otherwise it will disappear. So you need to communicate with chanserv. Now nickserv was the nickname server, chanserv is the channel server. So I'm going to say /message chanserv register, similar to nickserv. I'm going to say #testdunk, and I'm going to give it a password. I'll publicly say this because you can come to this test dunk if you want. I'll just say it's got to be at least 5 characters, so I'll just say Duncan is the password, and a description of the channel. So I'm just going to say test channel / message chan serve register #test dunk. Duncan is the password and test channel. Press enter, and then it's registered. Chan serve has now said channel test dunk registered under your nickname mob3, and then it's added some more modes for the actual channel. So that's now registered your channel, so you can come back in here and if you can let people join, and you can come back in and it's registered. Okay, so you need to set if you want to set a mode. By the way, this is just basic commands. There are a lot more commands. I'll provide the links to the commands that you can get, but these are just basic ones just to get you started in making a chat room. There's many other things that you need to do, such as register your name against the channel and make sure it doesn't get taken, register yourself as a founder, and all different things like that. But this is just the absolute basics. So to set a mode on the channel, modes can be used to stop flooding, to set the channel that you have or the chat room that you have to private invite only. But what I'm just going to do very briefly is just say /mode +m. Very simple. All that simply does, you can see it says mob3 sets mode +m test dunk. If any normal user signs in and it just comes below this, they won't be able to speak if +m is on. However, I think voice users, half operators and operators, they can speak because it's moderated chat basically. Okay, so that's set a mode, so I'm just going to say -m because that's what you do to turn it off. Simple as that. Now to add a bot, because I know some people will want bots in their channel because they are useful for kicking people if they repeat themselves, kicking people if they swear in the channel, if you want to keep your channel censored, because I do, because mine's for all ages, so I keep my channel censored, so if anyone swears they just get kicked out. And so if you want to add a bot, there is a bunch of bot names that you can add on WildRide. The one I use in my channel is called ChanBot, and I'll be adding that to this channel now. So all you have to do is go /message botserve. So you can see a sort of pattern forming here. You had nickserve, which is the nickname server, you had chanserve, which was the channel server, and you've got botserve, which is the robot server or the bot server. So I'm saying /message botserve, in fact I'll spell that wrong, botserve, assign, so you're assigning a bot to your channel, the channel name, so test dunk, and then the bot nickname, so I said chanbot, so I'm using chanbot, and that's pretty much it. It's now said chanbot sets mode to +a test dunk chanbot, and chanbot's just suddenly come into my channel, and you can see chanbot's now there. Now you can now get him to do stuff. So for example, /message botserve act, and then in the channel, which is #test dunk, and then the text that you want him to act on. So you say chanbot looks around or something. Just say looks around. So you sent a message to the chanbot, and now the chanbot publicly says chanbot looks around. So you can get him to do actions and talk as well. If you want to kick people for using bad words, this is the command that you do. You say /message botserve bad words. Now there's a lot of commands that you can do with this, but I'm just going to show a very basic one. /message botserve bad words. Then you give the channel name. So I'm going to say #test dunk, and then you have to say add, and then the actual bad word. So I don't know, if I say a bad word as YouTube, simple as that. I'm just going to say enter, and then it says YouTube added to #test dunk bad words list. So if anyone comes into #test dunk and says YouTube, they'll get kicked out straight away, and it will keep kicking people out, and you can even configure it to ban people after 5 kicks. So that's really, really useful. So that's just a little bit of information about the bot serve. So you've had a little bit about the nick serve, a little bit about the chan serve, and a little bit about the bot serve. Again, there's many commands that you can do, a wide variety. Now if you want to add another user as an op in your channel that has registered their nickname, so I want to add another user to become op the same as me, all you have to do is do /message chanserve a op. Now there are many things you can have. I think you can have s op, which can control how many a ops that you can delete AOPS and add AOPS, but AOPS are just ops on the channel, normal ops. So this is what you're doing, and then the channel name, so hash test dunk, and then add, and then the nickname. So my nickname normally on this server or on WildRide is called Duncan M. So I'm just going to say that, and it says Duncan M added to hash test dunk AOP list. So with my normal username on my normal chat, if I was to come into this chat right now, hash test dunk, it will straight away put me as an op. Because you can temporarily, in the client, you can say to people, operator actions, give ops. This will give them operator status, but when they log out and log in again, it's gone. The same with give voice, log out, log in, it's gone. So that's just setting it permanently so they can be an operator on your channel. Okay, so that's pretty much it. There's one more thing I want to show you, and that's changing the topic. Usually you can have a topic in your chat, and as you can see it says no topic is set. Now, as you know, I've just been using botserve, chanserve and nickserve commands by doing /message, botserve, /message, nick, etc. And what you can actually do is have fantasy commands. Now they're pretty much shortcut commands that you can have inside your channel. Now I'm just going to simply do !topic, and I'm going to say Duncan's chat. Simple as that. And then straight away you can see it says Chanbot has changed the topic to Duncan's chat by mob3, which is mob3 is the username that set it. So that is as simple as that, and you change the topic. Now I think there is called !append, and then you can say, I don't know, mob3.co.uk, and what it will do is it will add it onto the end of your topic. So you can see here it now says Duncan's chat mob3.co.uk with a couple of separators. So it's appended the topic that you set, or the message that you set, to the topic. So that's pretty much it. It's just some basic commands that you can perform. Connect to WildRide through irc.wildride.org. Test these commands out. I'll leave all the commands in the description, and you can make your own chat room and invite people who are registered on the WildRide server to come and join, and you've got your own chat room. It's as simple as that. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about my channel, because this is my channel, just to show you again. This is through XChat again. It's just another instance, and you can see we've got all the people in. It shows it differently. I've got something called DunkBot inside my channel. Now DunkBot is an autoresponder that actually runs off IRC. That's not actually even hosted on my computer. It's hosted on a guy called Wee493. He's kindly got his server up and has put it on there. And all I did was, I'll provide the link to this in the description, but WildRide actually had a forum post about something called the !triggers script that you can put inside MIRC, and that will basically, when someone types something, it will respond in that manner. Now, if you're wondering about Chris Perillo, I actually emailed him and asked him if he was using scripts for his, but he's actually got a custom bot made by WildRide, because obviously he's really popular, so he's got a custom bot, and it all does it all for him. So you actually need to like donate to them and give them all support and all things like that to get such privileges, and obviously because it's that popular and it's promoted them, they've given it to him. So that's pretty much it really. That's how to start your own chat room on IRC. It's fairly easy to do, as you saw. It just uses commands to the various servers. Memo server, I think, is the other one. That actually is to do with messaging other IRC users who are either offline or online. So I won't really go into that because that's not really to do with creating the chat. So those are the three servers. There's the channel server, there's the bot server, and there's the nickname server. Hi guys, this is a small edit. I forgot to mention about adding your channel to your site, so accessing your chat room from a website. Now WildRide have provided a simple link where you can basically put your channel name in. So as you can see, I've got test dunk. Click continue. I'll provide this link in the description, and then simply here is the code that you need to copy. Just copy it and then add it into an index HTML file, or add it into your site or anything like that, and it will come up as that flash one that you saw at the beginning of this video, where people can log in and straight away it's added to your site. It adds small code which is powered by WildRide. You'll see that on my site. I haven't removed it because that will be breaking the copyright, because obviously they created it, so we put their logo on the chat. So that's about it really. Thanks for watching my video. Please comment, rate, subscribe if you like my videos, and thanks again.